From the Northway Bank Online Newsroom, I'm Gare McKenzie. This local and regional news update is brought to you by Northway Bank. Want a Northway Bank teller to keep in your pocket? There's an app for that. Now available for iPhone and Android. Download yours today. Northway Bank with 17 locations throughout New Hampshire. The people you know, the bank you trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Ossipee police say 2 people in Ossipee have been arrested and charged with various drug offenses after a nearly 4-month investigation into the possession and sale of heroin. Detective Sergeant Bob King says Ossipee officers, with help from New Hampshire State Police and the Carroll County Sheriff's Office, executed a search warrant Friday morning about 10:30 at 220 Chickville Road in Ossipee. King says the state police SWAT team took 49-year-old Kurt Dow into custody in his vehicle. And Ossipee officers arrested 35-year-old Alice Call Dow at her home. Kurt Dow is charged with half a dozen counts alleging the sale, intent to sell, and possession of controlled narcotic drugs, and 1 count alleging felon in possession of a dangerous weapon. And Alice Call Dow is charged with 4 counts alleging the sale, possession, and intent to sell of controlled narcotic drugs. Ossipee police continue to search for a 29-year-old Rochester man who got away from them Sunday near the Dow home when they returned to conduct a routine security check. King says around 7:45 Sunday morning, Ossipee officers saw a man in the area they recognized as James Brooks, who's wanted on an active warrant. Brooks apparently escaped into a nearby swamp, and despite a multi-agency search for him that included New Hampshire State Police, officers from the Carroll County Sheriff's Office, and police from Tamworth, Tuftonboro, Wakefield, and Wolfboro, and the use of canine dogs for several hours, he could not be located. King says initial responders heard what may have been a weapon being loaded.
Sound of a metallic sort of racking, so just to be on the safe side, there was something that couldn't be ruled out at the time. That's why the additional officers were called to assist. He is 5'9", about 150 pounds. He's got brown eyes and brown hair.
Brooks is wanted for alleged drug activity and resisting arrest. King says he's possibly armed and dangerous. Anyone who sees Brooks or has information about him is asked to call the nearest police department. The chief of the Freiburg, Maine Fire Department says no one was hurt and a resident escaped safely from a fire at a house at 90 Ice House Road yesterday morning. Ozzie Sheep says his department and Freiburg Rescue responded to the ranch-style home around 9 o'clock and found the basement fully involved. Firefighters from Saco Valley and East Conway were also called to assist, as were Bridgeton firefighters who were called off while on their way. Chief says firefighters attacked the fire through a bulkhead and were able to put it out in about 20 minutes, keeping it contained to the basement area. The chief says the cause was electrical, possibly an overloaded circuit used to charge a battery, and the basement area was extensively damaged with melted pipes and wires, resulting in a loss of power and water to the home. The homeowner is insured. The house was checked by a representative of the State Fire Marshal's office who determined it was not suspicious. In sports, Pittsburgh Pirate Jeff Locke scheduled to take to the hill tonight against the Milwaukee Brewers in Pittsburgh. The New Hampshire Fisher Cats open up a 3-game home series against the Portland Sea Dogs in Manchester tonight. The Boston Bruins moving on after stunning the Toronto Maple Leafs 5-4 in overtime and Game 7 last night. The Bees will take on the New York Rangers in the next playoff series, and the Sox take on the Tampa Bay Rays tonight. In the weather today, mostly sunny, highs of the lower 60s, northwest winds around 10. Mostly clear tonight, a chance of frost at sheltered locations after midnight. Lows in the upper 20s, lower 30s in southern Carroll County, and a chance of frost at sheltered locations in the morning Wednesday. Sunny, then partly cloudy with rain showers likely in the afternoon, highs in the mid-60s. From the Northway Bank Online Newsroom, I'm Gare McKenzie.